So I've picked up some things. I got this Apple keyboard in a charity shop for £2. It's got USB both sides, could do with a clean, and it is model A1243. I think this will be just generally quite useful for plugging into things and then having extra USB ports. I picked up a Logitech optical mouse for £1 from a charity shop. Can't quite see the model number. MU0026. Willis says hi. And then I also got this Ryzen 5 4600G processor for £25, and this motherboard, which is a Gigabyte GA A320M-S2H for £20. So £45 for this. And they had a spare ATX case, which is too big to fit on the camera, with glass side panel, glass front, 4 fans fitted for £5, and they threw in a free micro ATX case that they were just going to throw away. So plan is check this works, then see if I can get this processor to work in the A520, and then the 52600X can go in this one, and then I've got, you know, CPU motherboard so I can build 2 systems. The Ryzen 5 4600G is listed as compatible, so I should be able to put this processor in this motherboard. This should be a quicker processor than this one, so that kind of works out because 2 RAM slots here, 4 RAM slots here, so this can be the beefier, more powerful system. This can be the sort of less powerful system. But let's just check this all works on its own and then move some stuff around. I've just realized this is missing the thing that heatsinks screw into, so I'm going to need to borrow the one from the other system and then probably get a third-party heatsink because they come with the mounting brackets and things. Okay, so this should work with the built-in graphics, I think. I need to switch it on and find the front panel connection and put some RAM in here. Always a good idea. Pretty sure it'll be one of these, but I could be wrong. Okay, I've worked out it's this one over here. That's switched on. We're going to get anything on the screen. This motherboard doesn't appear to have lights. It is drawing 16 watts. Did switch on, but there's nothing on the screen. I'll try a graphics card just in case it's one of those motherboards or systems that doesn't do graphics with the chip. Where's the CMOS battery? Oh, right there. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we have something, I think. Perhaps. Analog. Thinking about switching on, maybe it's just working out what's going on. Okay, the keyboard flashed and we have the system up and running. So this is this on analog or digital input? So that's analog and this is the digital. So this is this graphics card coming through, new CPU installed, structure change, reset FTPM. Yeah, we can reset that. And we have one system up and running. So now let's try this processor in the A520 and the A520 processor in this board. I mean, it might want to work out what's going on for a little bit first, I guess. Yeah, there we go. BIOS has been reset. My mouse works. Let's have a look at PC health. Pretty basic, isn't it? Smart fan 5. Temperature, interesting. Little picture there. Oh, you can't even see the screen. Sorry about that. There is the screen and the BIOS and the temperature. And the system is working. Just give me an overall view of the system. That'd be super great. Thanks. Why does it not just say, you know, here's your CPU, here's your RAM, here's your whatever else it wants to tell me? Why is it not telling me? I guess Smart Fan is almost the information. Okay, let's put in the 5-2600. Switch this off. Okay, the Ryzen 5 2600X is now in here. I'm going to switch it on. The fan sounds a little bit not great on this heatsink, but I suppose I'm not going to use it. This is just a temporary heatsink fan here, I think. And I think it's thinking about starting. Yeah, the lights on the keyboard just flashed. It's drawing 54 watts. And we've got new CPU installed. It should work out what's going on. Now we need to see if the A520M motherboard works. Couldn't get it working in the last video, probably because I had the wrong CPU for the system. F9 would have told us system information. Let's go to Smart Fan, temperature 32, fan speed, etc. This looks like a processor that is going to run hotter. Got our voltages, but I'm really surprised it doesn't, you know, tell us anything in terms of, you know, how much memory is in the system. What processor is in the system? It's just telling us, you know, not that, which is really disappointing in terms of a BIOS. You have really disappointed me, BIOS. I suppose if I exit or save and exit, press F9 on the boot screen, it'll show us some information. Here we go, Ryzen 5 2600X, 6-core processor, processor speed, installed memory 8 gig, model of the motherboard A320M-S2H, BIOS version, BIOS date, so it's got a 2024 BIOS, that looks nice and up to date. And yeah, that bit's working. Let's move on to the other motherboard. If you haven't watched the previous video, this is a motherboard that I got, and I got the wrong processor for it, so I couldn't check whether it worked or not. I could have put my own Ryzen processor in it, but I didn't want to take that out of my own system. So this is where I have a processor that should work, and hopefully this motherboard will actually work. I've never seen it working myself, so sorry about this noise. I guess we will find out together whether this motherboard actually works or not. And if it doesn't, then I've got too many AMD CPUs. So I'll switch it on. I've got a power button over here. Got the LED light. Spinning up some more. It's stopped spinning. Hopefully it's just going to work out what's going on and will work. It's a motherboard that doesn't have lights on the board as far as I can tell, so it's not got any sort of useful fault information, but maybe this is a good. Yes, we've got a beep. I plugged in a buzzer. So we have an A520M DS3H gigabyte motherboard working with a Ryzen 5 4500G, which I think is a pretty decent processor, especially as I picked it up for £25, and hopefully we'll be able to have a look in the BIOS. Okay, let's go into the BIOS, see if this is any better than the last BIOS. So yes, it is. It's telling us what processor we've got. So it's a A520M motherboard, Ryzen 5 4600G with Radeon graphics, RAM 16 gigs. Oh yeah, I've got like 3 slots. I've got an 8 gig stick, a 4 gig stick, and a 4 gig stick. They're all mixed, as you can see. There's a G-Skill, there's a Corsair, and there's this other one is a Corsair as well, but it's not coming up. And they're different speeds as well. They're just random bits of RAM that I got for cheap. And yeah, we've got an actual BIOS that is helpful and tells us information. So various different things, PC health, voltages. We've got smart fan settings. If I can get my mouse to work properly. Great. So I will need a cooler, set up a third-party cooler so that I can, because the other board doesn't have the back mounting plate, so I'll probably move this one to this and put a big tower cooler on here, and then set this system up at some point, build it into a PC and maybe make it into some kind of fairly powerful, potentially a gaming PC, I suppose, if I can find a good enough graphics card. But yeah, this is a nice sign. I wonder if I can plug this into the onboard graphics. Let's try that. So this is trying the onboard graphics. I've plugged HDMI into the actual motherboard. I've removed the graphics card and we'll see if it works. I'm guessing not. Well, maybe. Oh, yeah, it does. So we can actually use the onboard graphics of this processor. I don't know if it's good or not. Is the graphics in a Ryzen 5 4600G good or not? Let me know in the comments if you have any experience. And I will see you in another video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Oh, I just wanted to say thanks to the seller who got me a really good deal on this processor and the motherboard, and then basically almost free PC cases. Really helpful. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.